Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC, and I'm joined this week by Tommy.
Yo.
And from the Thunderdome, we got Mike.
I'm Mike, and it's still 2020. Hang in there, guys.
We're
almost
in October.
done.
We're in October.
We're in that final run, guys.
Almost there. We're almost to the end of daylight savings.
Put up the 4.
Once daylight savings is over, that's like the home stretch, right?
We're almost to Wrestle Kingdom again. Maybe that's what's wrong. It's
Yeah,
it's still Liger's fault.
Yeah,
So-
Liger's gonna have to come out of retirement and have a match just to set it straight again. So.
yeah.
As soon as he does, coronavirus goes away.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, you can tag along with us on Twitter at CCG_WrestleCast and subscribe here at Countdown City Geeks. Today we're back. We took a week off for a fun interview with Angel Blue. That was a lot of fun to record. I hadn't talked to her in a while, and she's hanging in there. She's getting better. The details of that injury and just what she's had to go through, that was pretty insane. So, but I know Tommy didn't get to see the whole interview, but we just showed him a reaction to some of the questions of his that she answered, and it was amazing.
Yes.
Especially why.
And like I told the guys before we started recording, to piggyback off her, I have no idea what our best insults were to each other. It has been so many years and so much animosity. I think that whatever our best ones were, we laughed about it too hard later to remember what they are. So
I just want to see like a video of like fan cams of like all the interactions or different shows just spliced together with like loving, friendly music in the background.
I don't know, man. We could both probably catch like a domestic violence charge with that, just how we yell at each other.
I'm
Wow.
sure ACW could probably go through their video library and splice together a whole bunch of those
Yeah.
over the years, So
Yeah, cause I'm sure I've held up ACW shows a good 10, 15 minutes.
Per match.
yeah, so
Okay, maybe.
but it's amazing. She's still young, 30 years old, and has already been in this business for 12 years. It's pretty awesome. So, and still got a hell of a career ahead of her. So
Oh yeah.
maybe when she's back in the ring, when all this is over, and we can get a follow up and see how things have been since then. So, thank you again for the time.
When she's
Yeah,
back
thanks.
in the ring, it's all over.
As for today's show, we are going to be previewing 2 wrestling pay-per-views this weekend. Impact, Bound for Glory, their biggest
Woo!
pay-per-view of the year, and WWE Hell in a Cell,
Yeah.
which for the last 2 years has ended in major disappointment.
And it's
Major disappointment.
I'm not getting a lot of hope from this year either. I'm really not. I'm sorry.
Look,
As long as Lesnar does not show up
I guess.
and there's not a no contest finish in a Hell in a Cell match, we should be okay.
But see, like 4 years ago, I would say that could never happen. But now there's a precedent.
What's better than 2 Hell in a Cell matches, Tommy? 3 Hell in a Cell matches. 50% more. Don't ask questions, Tommy.
I mean,
We will get into that.
King
Yeah.
of the Ring 98 had 1 Hell in a Cell match, and it's one of the best things ever. So.
Tommy,
Back
your
when they were
logic,
every once in a while. Hell,
your logic has no place here. Let's go on.
Mike
Sorry,
and I
didn't
went.
come through with facts. My bad. I apologize.
Mike and I went to a Raw at Freeman. This was the 98,
Yeah.
I think. And we walked in there, sat down our seats, and looked up like, why is the cell over the ring?
Yeah.
And it was honestly one of the best Hell in a Cell matches of all time that ended up being Steve Austin and Undertaker versus Mankind and Kane. And I remember that just because Taker never came out. They locked the cell. Paul Bearer's like, I'm good in here. And Taker comes out from under the ring, just beats the crap out of Paul Bearer. So that was like, it was back in a time when those were like few and far in between. They were special, We'll see how this goes. Maybe the once having it on pay-per-view a year dilutes it, but who knows?
It does. It needs to be just saved as
It needs
an attraction for big feuds, but here we are.
Because I think one of the best ones was Batista and Triple H when they finally had their finish to their feud. That was one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches ever.
But Well, before we get into that, we are going to talk Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory. This is their WrestleMania, if you will. And they're pulling no punches on this one. They got a lot going on here. I know as of us recording, they had 7 matches set for this. I don't know if they're adding any more. Haven't watched the Impact episode from tonight. We're recording this on Tuesday, obviously. But still a pretty stacked card. A lot of people getting involved here. So let's just start it off right off the bat. What's probably going to open the show is a Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. So this basically is the winner of this match gets to challenge for any championship of their choosing. And if Heath happens to win the match, he gets a full-time contract officially. So
is this a gauntlet in like 2 people fight and then one wins and then the next person comes down?
Yes.
Like, because
I don't know how that works.
I saw something on Twitter earlier where Hernandez drew number 1 and Rhino's number 20. So there's at least 20 people in this thing.
That's what it sounds like. They haven't confirmed.
I think it's an over the top rope, but the last 2 have to wrestle 1-on-1. I think
that would be a little bit more. Although they drew numbers, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you drew numbers, like, if you're number 20 and the guy at number 5 is still in there, you got a better chance of winning the 1-on-1 match.
Oh, so maybe it's they come down in numbers and have to throw each other until the last 2. That might.
Yeah, looking at precedents, like they've had like Gauntlet for the Gold. It's Royal Rumble Battle Royale style, and then the last 2, one fall to a finish.
Okay, yeah,
the typical TNA / Impact Gauntlet Battle Royale. Yeah, So, but no, I like it though. It's like, okay, down to the last 2. Now let's have it out. So, obviously there are going to be some surprise entrants. Yeah. They've only confirmed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people so far. So, and there are some women in this, obviously. So, let's just start it up. Tommy, who do you think is going to walk away with a title shot here?
Damn it! I knew you were going to pick me first.
Yeah. It can be anybody that I listed on the sheet in front of you, or somebody you think might be a surprise.
Well, oh man, because Havoc's in it, and I hate being Havoc. That's my alternate reality ex-wife. Anyway, I don't know. I'm going Heath because I think everyone kind of loves him. I mean, the guy's just. I mean, to me, Heath is like the guy who was like everyone was like kind of hoping he get let go because they wanted to hire him because, yeah, he may not be the best wrestler, but damn it if he ain't entertaining as all hell. So I think Heath is gonna win it, and it's just gonna be hilarious when he does. So.
Tommy, I'm sorry, real quick, because my brain sometimes doesn't comprehend things, and it takes a minute. Did you say alternate reality ex-wife?
Yes, we'd absolutely have been divorced already by this.
Okay.
Then the multiverse basically is what's going on.
All right, cool. Just all right.
They'll cover that in the next Spider-Man movie. Yeah.
Can I play me and she plays her, and I'll be okay with that?
Fair enough.
It'd be worth a pile drive from Sammy Callahan. I'll take it.
Mike, what's your pick on this one?
Surprise entrant Brock Lesnar.
I hate you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry. I don't hate you, actually.
Well, I mean, it's possible. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like. Part of me kind of wants to go with Heath, but then I feel like maybe he's having fun with this, always like trying, like his storyline of always trying to get the contract. Yeah, Heath Slater, sure.
Heath, all right.
I don't even know who else they would throw in there.
Yeah. I have a funny feeling the final 2 is going to come down to Heath and Rhino.
That'd be hilarious.
And it's Heath either getting a shot and getting a contract, or Rhino wanting to get a shot at something. So just to throw some drama in there, I'm going to say Rhino, just to have a little drama in there with this, So
I find it hilarious how like after Heath and Zack Ryder both got released, they were already just over it. Like they just like did not care. Like I think I was reading somewhere like when they had Heath come back to feud with Drew McIntyre for literally 30 seconds, that they had to convince him to do that because he was already like, no, I'm over it. I'm good. I'm just going to go someone else anyway.
I'm fine.
I mean,
I will probably be cheering for Hernandez. I got the shirt on right now, obviously. So it'd be cool to see him. They had a little vignette video on the Impact Wrestling website some of their favorite Bound for Glory matches, and the one he mentioned was the new LAX versus the OGs from 2 years ago.
That was a good match. Those were just good matches and a good
Yeah.
feud.
And that was just brutal with no mats, just straight boards and everything.
Yeah,
So
I remember
match.
And now the new LAX is Pride and Prejudice. So
exactly. And they're not even there, right? Now, EC3 against Moose. Next match on the card. I think with the way they repackaged EC3, is it pretty obvious EC3 is going to be the winner here?
I think so.
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, see, I say so because of all the cross promotion he's doing, because he's going to show up on Ring of Honor too. I mean,
Yeah, I've heard about that.
He's turning himself to like a franchise player, which, hell, good for him. Geez. So, yeah, I say EC3.
And I really dig the new kind of persona he started. Like when he started doing those vignettes right after his release, and when he was getting closer to be able to show up, and he was basically talking about destroying the whole character he created. I just really enjoyed him. It was really inventive, I thought. So, yeah, I hope he does too.
Be good for showing. We'll see. And
yeah,
how the mighty have fallen and Moose loses this one. It's like, oh well. Eddie Edwards versus Ken Shamrock, who is going to have Sami Callihan in his corner. I'm going to say Eddie Edwards. I would suck for him to lose to Ken at this point. And, I especially with Eddie Edwards coming off being a champion recently. So I got to go with Eddie Edwards on this one. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Ken Shamrock's kind of like just a freak genetically, and he still looks awesome. But I don't know. At a big show like this, I don't know what you get from him winning. And Eddie's the one who's been going pretty strong lately with stuff. So go Eddie Edwards.
Tommy?
Yeah, I'm going Eddie. It's pretty much the same reasons. I think Ken Shamrock is just one of the guys who can just help build up talent now. He doesn't really need a win. So I think Eddie's trying to get back to main event status. So.
All right. Now this is the part where Impact / TNA always likes to throw in a little scrambles, a couple of multi-team or multi-man matches here, and they're doing that with the X Division. It's a 6-way championship scramble. Rohit Raju, the current champion, against Chris Bay, Jordan Grace, TJP, Trey, and Willie Mack.
Why are both Chris Bay and Jordan Grace in this? Dang it.
That's why I'm looking at Tommy first, because I have a feeling he wants to go Jordan Grace, be an X Division champion. So
I do. I'm torn between her and Chris Bay. Damn it.
We'll come back.
Jordan
Grace. Okay. Tommy.
Grace.
Mike, what about you?
Dang it.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking similar, but you know what? Just to try I'll go Chris Bay. I'll do the other one.
All right.
For him to win it.
Oh, you dang it. Fine. Whatever.
Hedging his bet.
You can't pick both.
Yeah.
I don't care. You still picked the other one I wanted to pick.
So I have to write his name down. Tom on one side, me, MY on the other.
Yes, there. That way, one of us is winning.
I feel like going with somebody no one's really thinking about right now, and that's TJP. I would like to see TJP get a title win for him.
Honestly, I thought you would have said Willie Mack, but okay.
He's had it before though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. It seems like he's also the guy who might be no one's thinking about. So.
Now, most of the time when promotions do a 4-way match, especially with tag teams, it doesn't always look that good on the card, at least on top. It's like, okay, it's a 4-way. What craziness can happen? But these teams are pretty stacked.
Yeah, is it bad that I'm looking forward more to the 4-way tag match than the main event?
Yeah.
Dude.
Motor City Machine Guns defending against the Good Brothers, defending against the North versus Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Anybody want to go first?
Yeah, I'm going to go Good Brothers. Okay. You brought them in. They were kind of the big signing. It was a big thing. If this is your big show, I think it's time to put the titles on them and let them have a little run. So that's my thought.
All right. I'm actually on the same road with you, Mike. Gonna go Good Brothers. Same reason. You were kind of saving the big title win for this. We don't know obviously with cases going back up, we don't know if or when they'll be able to go back to New Japan, and how soon that could potentially be. So, got to go with Good Brothers here. And Tommy, what about you? Tommy's in a Buddhist monk right now.
A little bit. You're Good Brothers. Okay, this is a hard show to pick, man. It didn't occur to me until I looked at the list. This is God.
Yeah. Gotta love it, man. It's hard to choose. So.
JC just said that you don't know when they'll be able to go back to New Japan, and it seems like Bullet Club could really use their help. There is some pardon the pun chaos going on in Bullet Club. I hear.
Bullet Club. Well, I mean, pardon the pun, but yeah. Quickly, my 1 minute warning, which will be 5 minutes.
Oh,
anyway, I'm kidding. No, you're right, dude. I mean, like, I just want the Good Brothers and the God to show back up and just look at everyone in the Bullet Club and be like, "What the hell happened? We were gone for a year. What did y'all do?"
COVID, sir. I swear it wasn't our fault.
I want Jay White and Evil to point at each other like they're toddlers and say, "He did it. No, he did it."
That'd be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
Sorry, back on track.
Now, from one match that's hard to pick to another one that's actually pretty hard to pick, even though I have a feeling we're all going to go the same way on this one, they've promoted this to the point where you have no idea how this is going to go. And that, of course, is the Knockouts Championship. Deonna Purrazzo defending against Kylie Ray, who has kind of gone on a new, more like serious persona, not so much the smiling Kylie, getting real serious about her title shot. And this is going to be a hell of a match.
Did she get a Karen haircut too, or
no? She did not.
Didn't do a Bailey. Okay. Hey, it worked for Bailey. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Bailey's killing it.
Oh my God! Number one in PWI is
her Hill character is amazing, but she got the haircut, and it just wondering.
Oh my God!
What was the meme I saw one time when she changed her haircut when you become the Karen World Champion or something like that? And I was like, oh my God, that's exactly who she's the Karen World Champion.
They should. Okay, we'll get off track. Let's get back on it. I'll do it later.
Oh man.
This one, I will say, I think this match could very easily steal the night.
It could.
It could, depending where they put it in the show, it could steal the show. And if they get suckered in or pushed into an early spot, they're going to do everything they can to steal the show. But I'm going with Deonna Purrazzo. She's been such a high-profile signee, beating Jordan Grace in her first match in pretty much, and basically going out and making a name for herself. I'm going to show everybody what they missed, why it was a mistake to let me go. Of course, talking about WWE as well. So
yeah.
Mike, your pick on this one
I don't know if you know offhand, but I'm assuming this is Kylie's first title shot with Impact, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with Deonna Purrazzo to keep it. I mean, I know it's their biggest show, but I also think it's something where you can build Kylie up a little bit more. Maybe she loses a few times and gets that fire to finally overcome and maybe 2 or 3 matches down the road.
I can work that in. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, are you making this unanimous? Or are you going to go with Kylie?
I'll make it unanimous. I'll go Deonna Purrazzo. I was thinking Kylie for a minute, but I don't know. I feel like they'll keep on Deonna for a little bit and have Kylie maybe. You know what? Yeah, I am going Deonna. Well, I am going Deonna Purrazzo because I think they might want Susie to turn back into Sue Young and get it from her. So
I would love to see that Undead Bride versus Deonna Purrazzo. Yeah.
Actually, sticking right there, what might be interesting is to bring Kylie into that with some sort of character change too, like into that.
Like Allie.
Somewhat similar.
Like Dark Kylie.
Some version of that.
Actually, you know what? Once I said it out loud, that does sound pretty badass.
That'd be pretty interesting.
Look, I'm saying I am all for them bringing back Dark Dimension stuff. I don't care. I loved it. Like I've said, it looks like a really weird B movie.
Yeah, it was always fun.
But see, that's the thing. It's a B movie I would watch 100 times.
Yeah. Just if she ever leaves for another promotion, don't kill the character because
Yeah.
I mean, how the hell are they going to bring Ali back?
They bring her back.
Yeah.
The Dark Dimension, you bring her back.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, if Ali ever goes back to Impact, I know she died, but not really.
Yeah.
She's only mostly dead.
She's not all dead, just mostly dead.
Oh my God, that's her new character, mostly dead Ali.
That sounds amazing.
With the scar
Like a
right here.
zombie or something. Oh God.
That'd be great.
No, she randomly just has like her legs lock up in a match because she's been mostly dead all day. So she goes in for an Irish rib. Crap, not again. Be like reverse Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. And finally, the Impact World Championship, Eric Young versus Rich Swann. They've had this one set pretty early on in the build-up to Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Eric Young's going to retain. There's been a lot of big hype on his return and being the champion. I feel like you want to build up a long heel title run with him. So I'm staying with Eric Young here as the champ. Tommy, what about you?
Honestly, I gotta go Rich Swann on this one. I think that every time he was like about to take off, something would knock him down, like personal life, injuries, that kind of thing. And I think that was one way to get this set up. Have Eric Young be the perfect bad guy. By the way, he's playing this role immaculately. I love it. And I think this is one that gives Swann his big superhero moment. So I'm going Rich Swann.
All right, and Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Tommy and go with Rich Swann for somewhat similar reasons. I mean, Eric Young is kind of a Impact / TNA legend in a certain way. I mean, and so I think it helps. It really bumps Swann up to take it off him, especially with the character he's playing right now. And it's your big show, so I think you're always going for a happy ending toward the end for the most part. So go with Rich Swann.
And I think Eric Young's so much of a legend now at this point. Which is funny because 10, 15 years ago, who would have said that Eric Young would be the Impact legend? But I think he kind of is.
Yeah, no, I agree.
From the Team Canada jokester days to when he became leader of when they did the World Elite back in the day, and then this world-class maniac thing he's got going on, which I think is fantastic. Did y'all hear? He said in an interview after he got released, he said to Vince McMahon, "You failed as a leader because you couldn't use me on TV."
No, but that's awesome if that's true.
That is great if he did say that.
He said that to Vince, and I was like, I find no fault in that statement whatsoever because that's the realest thing I've heard.
That's a good segue. First of all, Impact Bound for Glory. I'm looking forward to it. We'll have more details later in the show about how to watch it and all, when it's going to take place and everything. So, but segueing into WWE. So, observations of the last week. Obviously, they had a draft, which is always weird to me. Okay, wait, I get the brand split. That's fine. But when all these shows take place in one arena, is there really ever a separation, right? Does Big E really have to be watching virtually on the Thunderdome for a match with Kofi Kingston?
But really probably in his hotel room.
Here's a question for you guys: with so much talk about why all that talent was released due to budget reasons, they can't do live shows. Obviously, it's difficult for any of them to make money. Why are they still firing off pyro on TV? I can understand pay-per-views, WrestleMania, whatnot, but Braun Strowman comes out for his match against Keith Lee, and there's 20 different pyrotechnics that go off for this guy for his entrance, and I'm like, there's the money you're wasting right there. You saved money years ago just by going strictly digital with your entrances, and it worked great. Why do you have to do this,
There is a funny irony to when all these fans are here and we had, decent sized arenas, we got rid of the pyro to save money. Oh, no one's here? Shoot it off all yeah, I agree with you.
I just don't get it because it's the pyro is there to excite the audience, to get them pumped up. There's no audience there. And watching fireworks on TV does not do the same thing.
I don't know. Maybe in the Thunderdome, they say that when you're in that Thunderdome that there's someone telling you how to cheer. Maybe there's someone going Pretend you feel the heat of the pyro. Ooh, it's hot, like cave.
Like what am I supposed to do? Like watch the Thunderdome on my phone if I'm in it, and go outside and light a bottle rocket every time a pyro goes off?
Yes,
Or something,
yes, exactly.
Okay,
You
cool.
just solved their problem. No,
Cool.
I
I can't do that till New Year's anyway. So, but that's fine. Yeah.
Honestly, I've been complaining about the whole budget cut thing from the start. It's like, okay, we can't afford all this talent, so you release everybody. Fantastic, great. Then why are you guys signing new talent, which they did recently? I can't get too mad because one of them was my boy Kurt Stallion. Very proud of him, happy for him. But if you can't afford the old talent, how can you afford the new talent?
Contracts are cheaper.
Yeah.
That's part of it. They can negotiate smaller contracts. I mean, when you come in, you're at the bottom of the barrel as far as contracts go. They're still stuck paying $40 million to Goldberg, who supposedly may be coming back, which I hope not, because I've appreciated at least this much on WWTV for the last 6 or 7 months or so, is that Goldberg and Brock Lesnar have been the social distancing champions of WWE, and I really hope they keep it that way. So that being said, let's get into Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
And please,
Okay.
God, Lesnar, don't ruin this one like you did a couple years ago in San Antonio, where everyone was chanting bullshit as the show went off the air. So far, with the draft, everything, we're not going to delve too deeply into the draft
Wasn't that the one with the no contest finish with Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins too?
That was like last year where it was a ref stoppage, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden the Fiend woke back up. It was under the heat lamp, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
But as far as this goes, we're not going to dig too deep into the draft because I have a feeling it's going to be a big part of Mike's 1 minute warning with this good thing and a lot of bad things. There's a lot of things to happen. Yeah. So, but obviously with the draft happening, it's been very difficult for them to build anything up. Like as of right now, there's only 4 matches slated for this card. Obviously, we still have SmackDown Friday to see what else they're going to add and whatever they're announced later. So, but first match is kind of weird how this one started is Jeff Hardy versus Elias. One thing about Raw, that was probably the best Elias concert we've ever had in our, this whole career. Anyways,
I didn't watch it, but that did look pretty cool.
Yeah. So, but this is one of those things that just kind of set up at random, playing off a storyline where somebody supposedly got hit by a car. We don't know.
Did he do it for The Rock?
I did it for The Rock.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. Obligatory joke. I had to do it. I'm sorry.
It is obligatory at this point. I agree.
It feels like both of these guys are like making their returns to the ring at the same time. So this isn't one of those where one guy's still been around. Here's a guy coming back, so he's probably going to win. Like both of these guys have been not really doing a whole lot, and now they're just kind of thrown together.
Yeah.
So Tina's going Jeff Hardy. I'm going with Elias. Mike, tell me, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Elias. Probably by cheating, I would assume, but probably Elias.
And Tommy?
I don't know, because I don't know if they're trying to build up Jeff towards another like world title shot or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, Elias. I'll go Elias. Yeah, I'm so confused. And it's not the good confusion from Bound for Glory. It's just like, I don't know.
It's WWE booking. I don't know what you're doing ever. I mean, they probably don't know what they're doing, but
yeah,
same thing.
Throw it together.
Yeah, because you can't convince me they had this Retribution thing planned to go like this. There's no amount of conversation you can say to me.
Remember when we were all about disruption and all that? Man, they killed that pretty quick.
We'll talk about it after we get through Hell in a Cell. Okay, let's just save that. Let's save that. I have thoughts. Now, as Mike mentioned earlier, 3 Hell in a Cell matches.
Not 1, not 2, not 3. Okay, 3.
And of these, I would say 2 out of 3 are pretty interesting. And the first one, of course, is something that's been building up for a while that we've been waiting for. Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Tina's picking Bayley to retain. This is a Hell in a Cell match. And do you think there's a chance this could close the show?
It should.
Okay.
I understand why y'all feel it would. I just feel like given what they've done with Reigns, and even like I feel like one of the men's championship matches will.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, I think it should. I doubt it will. I'm with Mike on that. I think it should. I doubt it will.
It's going to be either this one or the Universal title. Those two matches have had like the most build up.
I think it'll be the Universal title because it's Roman Reigns, and he's the head of the family. So
yeah,
because apparently the Samoan families run like the mafia now. So
yeah. I don't know. There's a hierarchy exactly. Well, as I mentioned, Tina's picking Bayley. I'm also going to go with Bayley on this one. I don't know. I feel like if they're going to give the title on Sasha, I don't know if they feel like they want to build it up for something later, but we already know Sasha. I think she's 0-1 in Hell in a Cell matches. I think she lost to Charlotte. So,
well, it's a pay-per-view, so probably.
Probably.
Raw,
so not the best record on pay-per-views in title match. So I'm going with Bayley. Mike, what are you picking on this?
Yeah, like I think I'm going to go with you because I know this is another one of those things where not having the fans just really takes away, but after all the teasing to build up and then it finally happens, like just I don't know, at Hell in a Cell seems like okay, maybe, but I mean obviously I think the feud's going to go on for a while, so I think Bayley's going to retain here, and maybe down the road either Survivor Series or I don't know if they can make it last till Rumble without some interruption in between, but maybe down the road at one of the bigger shows. So Bayley for this one.
All right. And Tommy, what about you?
Well, okay. You know what? I'm thinking Bayley, but because I think Sasha might take it at like Survivor Series, but I don't know. That's the problem with having Hell in a Cell as a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of makes all this kind of. But yeah, I'll dang it. I'll go Bayley.
All right. Clean sweep.
Yeah.
So.
And then we're all wrong.
Right.
That would be hilarious. I would legitimately laugh if we're all wrong. Yeah.
All right. Next Hell in a Cell matches for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre defending again against Randy Orton. Tina's sticking with her guns and going to Randy Orton. Mike, are you doing the same thing? It's got to happen, right?
I mean, I've already lost twice. Do I just go all in on Orton for the third time? Or I kept feeling like they were going to take it off him. Now I feel the least confident that they want to take it off him. And then this will probably be, you know what? I'm going to jinx it, but I'm going to go McIntyre.
Okay.
I know I'm going to jinx it, but...
I'm going McIntyre as well. If Orton loses again, is he going to get a fourth shot, become the Buffalo Bills of the 90s, basically 4 straight Super Bowl losses or something? But I'm going McIntyre here. Tommy, are you going McIntyre? Or are you running with Orton?
Yeah, McIntyre, because geez Louise, can we end this already? Like, how many times do we have to have this happen? It's like I don't get this format. It's not like Orton won a match by DQ or count out or something. He literally has not beaten this guy once, and they've had a no DQ match in the ambulance match. Of course, then every legend he's pissed off beat the crap out of him, which is hilarious.
That's kind of Randy's fault. So
yeah.
It's like I don't have a problem with the feud. I'm just having a problem with it over the belt still. It's like he hasn't done anything to win it.
Yeah.
I mean, right. The whole idea is we don't want these legends to get involved with this, and then he's still going to lose if I had some excuse. That cell door was broken. I couldn't escape, or so. I don't know. They'll make up something, but
the heat lamp turned on. It went red for a while.
Disruption showed up. I couldn't focus.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if they're going to show up.
I don't know either. I just said it.
Ali might hack into his phone though.
Nice.
I'm not doing the show anymore after this. I'm kidding.
Finally, the other Hell in a Cell match, but it's also a Hell in a Cell I Quit match. Universal Championship, Roman Reigns defending against Jey Uso. Tina's going Roman. I'm going Roman. As much, I just don't see any reason to take it off him right now. If you really want to establish him as a top heel, as a top title holder. So does anybody here think Jey Uso is going to win?
No.
Nah.
It's one of those things where like there's solely like it's solely being sold to the fact that it's going to be a really good match.
Yeah.
But there's literally no logic to Jay winning. And again, it's WWE, so actually that's probably perfect logic. But
I mean,
How they
but yeah,
I
mean,
quit's going to be interesting, though. So
yeah.
considering, yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I think the previous match was this, but I think the whole point of it is just to show how ruthless Roman is, and he's really going to torture Jay and do something kind of heinous to make him say I quit. So I think it might be one of those things where if Heyman's at ringside, even Heyman looks a little shocked and like, I can't believe he did that, the way he plays it. So
I do laugh at Heyman having that face even now. It's like, dude, you've been ripping Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I know.
He caved in Orton's face at SummerSlam that year so bad, Jericho legitimately wanted to fight him. So,
yeah.
Well, that pretty much wraps up Hell in a Cell for us. I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk with 4 matches. We'll see what else they might add. So now we mentioned we want to talk Disruption. Oh, Disruption. And I'm going to try to limit us to 5 minutes on this, much like a debate moderator, because this could go on forever. And we still want to get to.
Are you going to mute our mics if we?
It's not Zoom. I wish I had that power,
okay.
right? So but all right. First of all, the reveal of the hacker, so underwhelming. And it's like something that I think everybody knew already.
Okay. Let's go back a second though.
Yeah.
Because a couple weeks ago, the last time we were on the show, we were like, the Ali reveal was awesome.
Yes.
The way they revealed him, turning on the Hurt Business, taking him out, and then they were like, next week on Raw, he will be here to explain himself. And what did they do the week we were off? Nowhere to be seen was Disruption and Ali. Mm-hmm. Totally killed any momentum.
It's because we weren't doing a show that week. That's why.
Yeah.
And then to further kill the momentum, let's talk about this week.
What is with the 50-50 booking for the supposed crazy stable that's supposed to be like tearing things up, causing chaos? It makes no sense.
Well, my other issue is this also is very confusing with the Hurt Business. Are they heels or aren't they? I'm so confused.
You asked the question, which are they? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I should have seen that one.
Depends who they're interacting with, I guess.
Seriously.
Yeah. It's just confusing. You could have done so much with this. Have Disruption still doing everything they've been doing, and the hacking stuff still going on. And then why is it? Have some better way to. You wrote in such a great reveal for Ali to be the leader. Now, write in a better way for him to reveal the hacker storyline. But again, it's like we had talked about. Maybe Vince forgot he was running that storyline. It's like, oh yeah, we got to do this. So let me just throw this in there.
What's sad is that what's sad is it's not that out of the realm possibility for him to forget what he was doing midway through. I totally see that happening.
I mean, it's as lame as finding out that Hornswoggle was the anonymous general manager. Though, like, it's just like. I mean, I know we all called Ali way back when, but they dropped it. They forgot about it. Yeah. And then it's like
they absolutely did.
Like they want us to believe that this was all long-term story. And there's no way I believe that. It's like, oh yeah, remember that? Let's just throw it in there now. Like, come on.
Yeah, it was so obvious that they threw that in the last minute. It was like, okay, come on. This fell so flat. Y'all had to do something. Come on, dude.
Exactly. It just didn't make a sense. So,
but it's also throwing it out because didn't the Fiend turn face with this too, attacking them?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
pretty much. I mean, yeah.
And again, this goes back to what we said earlier. You fired half your people, and this is how you use people you have left? Really?
Guys, I do want to say something. And speaking of the Fiend, I know you two guys have never said anything good about this person, but I really have to say, I think Alexa Bliss is killing it in this role with the Fiend. I know you guys don't like her, and I know y'all don't give her props, but her character act with the Fiend, I'm sorry, guys. I've just got to say it. She's doing great stuff.
Well,
and I think y'all should.
Damn right she is.
As you know, I'm still on the fence about Alexa Bliss. I mean, just because Bowling for Soup wrote a whole song about her doesn't mean she's all that. I mean, I'm still on the fence.
Did we just Freaky Friday?
We might have Freaky Friday. Anyway,
You got me so confused. But if I'm a fan still or not, and I am, by the way. But her new podcast is great, by the way. It's
I haven't checked
pretty
it out
funny.
yet.
It's uncool.
But no, like Bliss has actually been killing it in this role. She like her dead look. Her dead look is super convincing.
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
really is.
I don't know. Look. I don't know who came up with that idea, but that was a good one. I was like, okay, whoever backstage had that plan. Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was her, though. You know.
Yeah,
she
does
have a pretty
good
creative mind for this kind of thing.
Of course, give her all the.
No, but in JC's defense, I will agree. She does have a good mind for the business. I think when she retires, she should legitimately be like an agent or a producer or something. I think she can handle it. Because I think she just has that kind of head for the business.
I think she could, but I also have feeling like she'd want to be one of those that ventures on into other things that she may be into. But
that's a good point too. But like maybe after she does all
her ultimate goal is to be Tinkerbell at Disney World. That's like the ultimate thing for her, to be the one that starts the fireworks every night at Disney World. So that was like the joke she always says about when she went to try out for WWE is like, why do you want to be a WWE superstar? And Triple H is right there, and she goes, well, I'm actually trying to be Tinkerbell at Disney World. I'm just using this as a stepping stone to get my foot in the door. And Triple H looked at her, and just that's stuck in his mind. So he's like, hired, So,
but isn't that great? He's like, she wants to be Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Make her world champion. Oh, yeah. She's got a good head on her shoulders. Also, JC, you can understand this. He's got daughters. So how would you feel getting to tell your daughter you fired Tinkerbell? I don't think. They'd be in their 30s and they'd be like, "Yeah, Dad, that's how you fired Tinkerbell." Oh my God. How do you remember that? You were 8.
I would say when she's retired, she's either going to be doing something with WWE or she's going to be doing something with Disney. She'll find a way to do that. So,
Well, at this rate, WWE might be owned by Disney, so she.
Very true.
The kind of bringing this back to Disruption. The one thing I do hope, if they're starting a little feud, I almost felt like he ended it in one night, but when the Hurt Business showed up at the beginning to face Disruption, Mia Yim had to back out of the ring and kind of, she's the only female involved and Hurt Business doesn't have any females with them. So it was the guys versus the guys. If they're going to still get involved with The Fiend and Alexa, then maybe you can have, what's her name? Reckoning in Disruption. Mia Yim, right? Reckoning, then you can have her with Alexa Bliss because then you have, females on both sides a part of it. So if they go any further with that, that'd be pretty cool if they did some of that. But I don't know. It almost felt like it was a one-night squash, and then
it would be an interesting matchup, Mia Yim and Alexa, and I can see that being down the line, something that they want to do. I could see this obviously turning into a Survivor Series, traditional Survivor Series match, not necessarily Raw versus SmackDown, but Hurt Business versus Disruption. Straight up, So that could be a hell of a match there. So, all right, we'll end our discussion for that. We'll try and reach out to MP3 player, Alan Wrench, and Stud Finder to see their thoughts on all this. So,
I mean, do we really want to deal with those guys? They're.
Last I heard, they're
to follow one of them. I tried to follow MP3 player. He blocked me. The guy's kind of a prick.
Yeah. Heard Angel Blue doesn't like him much either.
Yeah.
Well, she don't like nobody, so what do I care?
Fair enough.
All right, this will move us into our 1-minute warning segment. Tina wanted me to take this time quickly for her and just to say that, Mike, your favorite reality show is coming back. I know you're looking forward to it.
Tracy, I can't hear you.
It's
my audio's
Ms. and Mrs. on November 12th. Ms. and Mrs.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah. But the Bellas are coming back.
Wait,
too.
what? I can't. Ms. and Mrs. Oh, Ms. and Mrs. Yeah.
Ms. and Mrs.
Ms. and Mrs.
Okay. Back. Yeah.
I got you.
The new trailer for Ms. and Mrs. popped up on Raw, and oh my God, the new season looks hilarious. I cannot wait for all the shit they're going to get into. And I'm looking forward to it.
What I need USA to do is I need them to have Miz and Maurice replace that Crisley guy as the reality star of USA, because that dude and his family has annoyed me for years. And Miz is totally the one, him and Maurice and his daughters, to take over. because they're annoying. Like not Miz, the Grizzlies are annoying. I need Miz and Mrs. as the reality family of USA.
I'm laughing hard because my dad can't stand the Grizzlies either, so that's why.
No.
I don't even know what they're famous for. Like
Me neither. I
they're
don't
just
know
rich
why.
apparently.
Yeah, just a rich family. Then to
Yeah.
give them a reality show. Yeah, but though I could see Ms. and Mrs. Taking over for that because their show is just highly entertaining.
It is.
Yeah, so I'm still looking forward to it.
The only reality show related to WWE that's
Yeah, and Alexa's going to be making appearances because she, of course, is dating Ryan Cabrera. Ryan Cabrera is like best friends with Miz, so that's how they're going to introduce as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Now, Mike, are you all set for your 1 minute warning here?
Yeah. So whenever you're ready.
Do you have a slide for us this time?
It'll be up in a minute. Just go ahead and get started.
Ready, set, and go.
Okay, so last week because of your background, okay, there we go. Last week while JC was doing the interview, I sent him a slide because I said all the bad things were going on with the draft. Right, they break up New Day. They broke up the Iconics and didn't even mention Billy Kay on the main part of the draft. Lars Sullivan's back. We didn't even talk about that. That guy's back.
We shouldn't.
Stephanie McMahon was on TV again. That's always horrible. Lars was technically drafted ahead of Keith Lee on top of that. And then did I mention that Stephanie McMahon was on TV? But
I think you noticed.
After all that, there's actually one good thing I want to add in.
And your mic just cut out real quick.
Can y'all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
That's all I got to say then. That's the one good thing I have from this week. El Gran Gordo.
Oh, how great was that?
That was funny. That was
so good.
That's it. That's the tweet.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
That's the tweet. That is the tweet. I love it. I thought that was hilarious. And getting the big ham from Mandy Rose backstage as well, full on celebration. I like that even though they've split the team, they're still finding a way to interact somehow.
Yeah.
And even with the new
like you said, because they're all exactly.
Exactly. They're practically in a bubble,
There's an old story. It's an old storyline that Dusty Rhodes did, I think in NWA, I'm pretty sure, where he came in as the Masked Rider because he wasn't allowed to have any more championship matches or something like that. And he beats Flair and he wins the title as the Masked Rider.
Midnight Rider.
Midnight Rider, I think you're right. Yeah. And he's supposed to, he has to like unmask to keep the championship. And of course he won't do it because they know it's Dusty. And I don't know, every time I see stuff like that or Mr. America or every time they do what was the Becky Lynch one?
Oh gosh.
What was she? El Luchadora, I think it was.
Luchadora.
La Luchadora, right? Just something simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just makes me laugh, but it makes me think back to that for some reason. Like it's a thing they use so often, more to comedic reasons nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, Tommy. I assume with the G1, I think the G1 final happened. You got a big update on that?
All right, guys. 10-minute warning. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Ready, set, and go.
Okay, so the G1 final was this past Sunday. I actually stayed up to watch it because I was going to bed, and then I was like, "Oh wait!" And then I read somewhere like they were like 4 matches in. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I stayed up an extra hour to watch it. So I didn't watch the whole show, but I did watch the finals. It was Kota Ibushi who won Block A and Sonata who won Block B. Let me tell you, that match was 35 minutes, and I did not notice. When they hit the 25-minute mark, I had to go back and check when the match started because it did not feel like that long of a time. And when I tell you, they had the closest almost 3 count I have ever seen in pro wrestling without it actually being 3. I'm not kidding. Someone timed it, and it was actually the ref's hand stopped at 2.98 seconds. And everyone actually thought he counted 3, and the timekeeper was about to ring the bell, and the referee had to stop him because he didn't count 3. Everyone was pulling for Sonata. I was pulling for Sonata, but honestly, Kota Ibushi winning was pretty cool, and he's only the 3rd guy to win the G1 back-to-back years. So,
I was going to say he did win it last year, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he won it last year. It's him, Masahiro Chono was the first, and Hiroshi Tenzan was the second, who did it back in 03 and 04. So, and even Chono was out there. He came out. He's been isolating because of everything, but he hadn't been at the shows. But he came out for the G1 final, and he shook hands with I think with both of them actually after the final was over. But Sonata had a hell of a showing, dude. If you guys can watch that match, it's worth watching. It was so good.
Kind of a random question on that, Tommy. Does the final match have a time limit?
Actually, it doesn't.
I was going to ask because,
yeah,
if they were ever to do if it was an
60
hour time
minute
limit
or something.
Yeah. Actually, for the G1 finals, they kind of push it to there must be a winner, so they don't.
Right.
Put a time limit on it
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
It's kind of like it's such their premier tournament that's like the one time that you can get away with that. It's like it's like for those, like they have to have a winner because the G1 is so important at that point. So and actually, I think this qualified. I think this was the longest G1 final match that they had in history was at 35. I just looked it up, 35 minutes and 12 seconds. So, but real quick before we move on. So I don't know if you guys have seen Kota Ibushi's finisher is where he grabs both their wrists and knees them in the face while they're kneeling. So he hit that and he got a 2 count. And JC, you'll have to bleep this when I say it, but like Sonata had a look on his face that the look just said, "You better kill me, motherfucker." That's the only way you're winning this damn match. So Kota had to pull his knee pad down and give him the Kamagoye again. But like the look on his face was like, "You better kill me. It's the only way."
Doesn't he do a variation of that with Omega, like the golden trigger or something like that?
They would each grab a wrist
and
do the knee simultaneously to a guy. Yeah. So I just love it because when you see Sonata kick out, Bush is looking at him shocked, and Sonata's like, "Yeah, it's like that. I have to die to lose this."
Making JC work on those editing skills.
Thank God I'm writing the timestamps down. So we're gonna...
it's a bell sound.
But JC, instead of bleeping it out, you should make it like when they show R-rated movies on normal like TV and be like, you mother forker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like put a new word in there.
You better kill me, you Monday to Fridayer.
I think they made fun of that too on an episode of the Goldbergs. Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmer.
Yeah. I was watching this video by Kevin on Stage, and he said how BET bleeps their movies on TV, and somebody said the F word. He said, "Forget them."
Oh, that'd be great.
It's just so much better. Man. Just like bleep it out. It's just better that way.
No, I know. I just think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Oh, did I tell you guys that Ospreay betrayed Okada and left Chaos?
I heard something about that. Yeah.
He's forming his own stable. Apparently,
okay.
It's called the Empire. So.
Was there someone else who got involved, or did I read that wrong?
His name, his goes by the name the Great Okan. He was on excursion in Europe, which is actually where Ospreay met him. He was in RPW, and so he returned from excursion. And
so he used to be a young,
the Young Lion, yeah.
Young Lion, there you go. Thank you.
And B. Presley, who's actually in Stardom right now, she debuted. So.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Okay.
They got a whole thing working now, which it works for me. And also since Ospreay's name is cleared, thank God.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went off about that on my channel if anyone wants to go watch that.
Yeah, Tommy shared his thoughts on it there. So, and it's a good video to share everyone's thoughts. I think a lot of people are thinking what you said. So,
yeah.
Man, I need to start a personal channel.
Yeah, dude, do it.
Now,
you can constantly add Scott Steiner's math problem to every part of Scott's life.
Mike's gonna write a proof. Mike's gonna write a proof and everything.
Exactly.
I love how when I said it, he laughed, but now he's thinking about it.
He's like, I could do that.
He's like, that's so.
I start by going back to watch that video where they show the math actually does work out. Like it doesn't make any sense, but the math is actually accurate.
And it spells disaster for you. All right. Where Tommy did his 1 minute warning going across the Pacific, I'm actually going to go across the Atlantic for mine. So, news came out about going across the Atlantic to the UK, where AEW is killing it.
Yes,
ratings over there.
Yeah.
Now, yes, they are doing almost double the audience of Impact Wrestling, 5 times the audience of NXT, double that of SmackDown, and almost double of Raw.
Jeez.
which is crazy because Impact is so huge over there, arguably bigger than WWE, that AEW is getting more. Now, yes, there is some context about it, and everyone's trashing, oh, those numbers aren't real because AEW is on ITV and WWE and the others are on BT Sport and all this other stuff. Look, if AEW negotiated a contract with some TV stations over there that puts them on a channel that has more eyes on it, can you really be critical if they're getting a bigger audience when WWE and Impact, who have been there for years, are still on something that only 14% of the UK population gets? Props to AEW for negotiating a great deal. ITV gets so much on there, so much great reality shows. Pretty much all the major networks are ITV over there in the UK. And the fact that AEW is on there and killing it on their audience, that's really, really good for them, making a worldwide impact, for lack of a better term. Very happy for them to be doing so well over there, and I hope this continues, that they bring in an audience and expand to other parts of Europe as well. So congrats, AEW. Keep doing what you're doing. So
I was going to say, that's like, well, it's not really fair that Raw beats, Impact, but they were on Pop TV. I was like, well, yeah, they're on Pop TV. They're not getting as many people.
Yeah.
That's part of the deal.
Yeah, to me, it's like when people say, "Well, that's not fair. They have this network more viewers." Like, no, that's fair. That's how TV works.
Right.
I love Impact, but they're not on the network where people watch it more often. Like,
I mean,
no offense to them, but they're just not. That's not their fault. They're not.
Yeah.
In the USA, if AEW wasn't on TNT and they were like Impact, they probably wouldn't be as big in the USA right now, because
It's true.
That's a part of it. Like, the channel matters.
Yeah, TNT is a bigger network than USA, really. I mean, there's more eyes on it. Obviously, they do a lot of cross promotion with baseball and
basketball.
Basketball
on TNT, baseball on TBS, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of promotion with it. And I mean, WWE cross promotes on Fox with Fox NFL Sundays. Here's the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
I know.
Some of those are so cringy, though.
Yeah, I know.
and my thing even with that is I hate it when AEW got bumped for the NBA one of the finals games, that people were saying, oh, this is the end of AEW because they got bumped. That never happened to WCW. I was like, well, first of all, WCW ran on Mondays and Thursdays. Those aren't, And another thing is, again, first year of a company. Let's do this. Second, it's the COVID times, guys. Nothing is going to be normal right now.
Also, guys, I'm pretty sure even in the Attitude Era, once a year, Raw got bumped for the frickin' dog show. Do y'all remember that? The Westminster dog show or whatever it was?
Yep. The Raw was either on a Tuesday or a Sunday that week.
Once a year, that one Monday.
Yeah.
And I was like, for a dog show? Come on.
And back then, TNT wasn't running 40 games in 40 nights or whatever to start the NBA playoffs. So, but AEW knew this going into their contract with TNT. And TNT gave them some flexibility with this, which was smart on there, and so they're still going well. So,
but and also I think it's like, when this whole network issue comes up and people are like, it's not that. Oh yeah, in a lot of ways it's not as big a deal because again, to AEW's credit, they're doing well, but they're still a first year company. WWE's been around forever, and this and the thing is with this, why I talk about it is like, it's not. I'm not saying it to ever point out like, oh yeah, Vince is done now. No, he's not done at all. Let's. He may be making some dumb mistakes from time to time, but he's been making those for about 40 years, guys, and yet he's still on top. So dumb mistakes are not, the guy has to know what he's doing at some point. So it's ratings, and to me they're fun to talk about because it's good to see another company doing so well. And, it gets more eyes on more wrestling. I mean, come on. Will Hobbs, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy are getting mega pushes right now. Yeah. I don't care even when they lose, they're getting pushes. I don't even care. Like Will Hobbs, when he lost to Brian Cage, hey, he was still on TV for like 20 minutes. Who gives a damn?
The Orange Cassidy's match with Cody the last week, where he didn't even lose, but he didn't quite win because of the time limit. So
that was still great.
That's a pure old Dusty booking, man. Yeah. It really was.
But it's so great. It keeps you wanting more. So I mean, they make some great booking decisions.
Even a Texas guy, Ricky Stark's getting so much screen time. I mean, he's partnered up with Taz.
He's hilarious on there, dude. I mean, I know he always is, but yeah, he's
funny on that. He's funny on commentary and being the Elite. Whenever they just have him randomly show up backstage doing something, it's freaking hilarious. Oh my god. I'll tell you guys one quick story about me and him after we're done recording. So.
Okay, cool. As for this weekend's pay-per-view event, Impact Bound for Glory is Saturday, October 25th, 7 p.m. Central Time from the Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. You can watch it on Fight TV for $40, and I believe they have some sort of promotion. If you order it now, you can win you can get like a DVD of last year's, a hat and T-shirt or something like that. Check it out on the Fight TV app and the Fight TV website. WWE Hell in a Cell is then Sunday, October 26th at 6 p.m. Central Time. The kickoff show is at 5. It's from the Amway Center / Thunderdome in Orlando, Florida, where Mike was sitting before he changed his background there. And it'll be on the WWE Network. And our Twitter account at @CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe here at Countdown City Geeks. And let us know your thoughts on the weekend's events. 2 really good pay-per-views. Bound for Glory should kill it. And people are going to be talking about it for the next 24 hours after it happens and seeing what WWE is going to follow up. And everyone's going to be talking about what was better, Hell in a Cell or Bound for Glory.
I will laugh if the Eric Young-led Bound for Glory does much better than WWE.
Very possible, right? So
yeah.
And for us next week, we will recap both Bound for Glory and Hell in a Cell. That's on the agenda for us next week as well. So, yep. So, I will say, doing the interviews with Angel Blue, once again, thank you very much for that. Doing it with Skype was interesting. Obviously, prefer to do that in person, but she did share with me one story that I wanted to let you guys know that we didn't record. She told me about this beforehand. Around the time she got hurt, Massive, our friend, also had gotten injured or was coming back. And when she got hurt, he stayed in touch with her probably once a week, once every other week, checking on how she was doing. Of course, until he himself had his medical spell. He got out of that one. Of course, I had interviewed him last year. But he stayed in contact with her just to check up on her, see how she was doing, Obviously, they have that tie-in back to ACW so many years ago when she debuted a few months after she started her career. And that was pretty cool to hear that with all the stuff all the shit he was going through, he was still checking up on little Angel Blue, still young in the business, still a lot of promise. And she definitely misses him like we all do. So I wanted to share that story on this because I thought it was really cool to hear that about Massive. So.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Sure.
Good
so,
dude, man.
Yeah.
Good
so.
stuff.
But again, thank you everybody for watching. Let us know your thoughts on the weekend shows, and we'll be back, of course, next week to recap them as well and see if they've booked Disruption any better. So, for the Countdown City WrestleCast, over here we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Remember, El Gran Gordo, and be good to each other.
And I'm JC, and as always, Hills and Babyfaces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Hey yo, subscribe to the channel by clicking right here.
Or if you want to watch more videos, click right here.